All right, so if you're in, I do apologise if I went on yesterday. I was late from work and it didn't happen, but I'm here. I did not see the full game because it was on TV, and I didn't have a TV where I'm at. I have the NFL Game Pass, and it wasn't on there. So let's watch the full game. Now, I know about the score, of course, and I know about the score. I know about the injuries, but I don't know how it all went down. So let's start this and see what happened. Here we go. Right. So of course, I can't do the
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football
adverts,
League.
but there's no adverts, no commentary. I'm just waiting for all this to pan over. Boom, and then get in.
The roof is open. Welcome back. A beautiful day in Atlanta. The 49ers defense has been dominant, but they are also bruised and banged up, down 6 defensive starters in this game, including their entire starting defensive line. But that has been the story for the Niners throughout the season, and it simply hasn't mattered. Have yet to give up 20 points in a game this season. And talking to linebacker Fred Warner in warm-ups, he told me that is the culture put in by DeMeco Ryans this season. He said it doesn't matter who's out there, does not matter what point of the season it is. We're going to fly around and hit people. Noah?
Thanks so much, KP. Kyle Shanahan making a return to Atlanta. Said the team's totally different from when he was the offensive coordinator here a couple years back. Hard to believe he's already in his 6th season as the 49ers head coach. Arthur Smith in year number 2 has had some solid moments through these first couple of years. He wants to establish that ground game. See Cordero Patterson behind him will not be available once again. San Francisco won the toss, elected to defer. That means Atlanta will start with the football, and it will be Avery Williams to return this one. Looking for a seam, find some blockers, and spun down at the 25. So we'll see Marcus Mariota and this Atlanta offense early. Look, this is a running attack that we expect, and that starts with the offensive line.
No, it really does, and it starts with the, even before the offensive line, it starts with the identity of the head coach. He wants to run the football. I mean, he's an old offensive lineman, right? So this is a guy that wants to get it done, and that guy right there, Kyle Pitts, the guy's amazing. He's outside, he's inside, he's a tight end, he's a wide receiver, total hybrid.
They sent Avery Williams in motion and swing it to him here on first down. Not a whole lot of room against this #1 ranked San Francisco defense. Doesn't matter who's hurt, doesn't matter who's in there. It's all about the culture, and Marcus Mariota understands that. He's now had a couple of stops, Tennessee, Vegas, now here in Atlanta. And last week, did a little bit of everything on the ground and then through the air in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and it really is about taking what the defense gives you. He said early in his career, man, he wanted to justify that 2nd overall pick. So he's taking shots. He's trying to make big plays. Now it's about taking what this defense gives him today.
2nd down and 8. Algier is the running back. He's the rookie who has gotten the bulk of the carries with Cordero Patterson on IR out at least the next 3 games. He'll get the 2nd down carry here, letting the blockers develop, and he surges forward to make it 3rd and manageable. Givens comes up with the tackle for a San Francisco defense that just has all the accolades in the world, and DeMeco Ryans deserves all the praise in the world for how he's handled it.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And there's a new guy in that back end that ties the back end to the front end, and it's Talanoa Hufanga. He is all over the football field. This guy just makes plays, and he really solidifies this defense as a top-notch unit.
3rd and 3. Mariota swings it over the middle. It's Zacchaeus with a catch in room. Deep into San Francisco territory and dragged down at the 30. Deshaun Gibson caught up to him, but Olamide Zacchaeus with a big catch and run for Atlanta.
Yeah, and I just really like how you start this route flat. So you come down here flat, and then you just get over the top a little bit, and it's just an over route. So he comes from the inside. I was looking at the outside receiver flat, but he comes from the outside or inside, runs it the over route, and this is the kind of route that he catches the majority of the balls that are thrown to him. So really big in the middle of the football field.
He's averaging 17.8 yards per catch coming in. That one went for 37. It sets up first down. Algier puts the head down and takes the contact. He ran right into Hassan Ridgway, someone that D'Amico Ryan raved about in the run game.
Yeah, it's really big. You're talking about big guys up front, not only setting that tone, setting that line of scrimmage, but also being able to get off those blocks. D'Amico Ryan preaches it. We got to swarm to the football. Defensive coordinator right there. Swarm, attack. That's what they're in. Attack mode at all times.
Yeah, 2nd and 7.
Niners have been unbelievable, not just in opening drives defensively, but in the first half this year, they haven't allowed a touchdown. Already Atlanta knocking on the red zone. Mariota. Quick throw, quick catch. Pitts with his first reception after returning from the hamstring injury. Dre Greenlaw greets him right at the sticks. He's going to be at about a half-yard shy of the first down.
What did we talk about? Get him started early. Just take this little flat route right here. And what did, Marcus Mariota talk about? Hey, I want to take what they give me. Take the first one. Don't be afraid to do it. I just want to keep the offense moving forward. Sets up a 3rd and short.
But he saw Brady do it all last week against Tampa Bay. Mariota will keep, and he's got the first down. And that's the danger for any defense, having the legs for Marcus Mariota. You talked about this being his redemption story. His perspective changes. How he relates to players changes as well with everything he's gone through.
There's no question about that. And it's not only, the decision-making when you're throwing the football, but right there, that zone read stuff right there, he's looking at that end man line of scrimmage. That guy pinches to take that back. Go get a first down with your feet. Truly makes it 11-on-11 football really hard to defend.
All those starts coming back in 2019, has not started a game before this season. Now getting it done, feeling more and more comfortable by the day. First carry of the day for Caleb Huntley. Originally from Atlanta, and runs into Samson Ebukam, who is one of the few high snap count type players who's still in there on the defensive line for San Francisco.
Well, we talked about identity. Identity first. Identity of the head coach. I want to run the ball. I'm going to run it regardless. I don't care that this is the #1 defense in football as far as yards per game and yards per rush. We're still going to take our shots.
Look out for Drake London on the bottom of your screen. They expect him to have a breakout soon, but it's Huntley again on another carry, just churning the legs towards the line to gain. It'll be about a 1.5 yards shy. Tarvarius Moore was there to deliver the contact, and now another 3rd and short. And then again, this is where you can open up some of those RPOs.
And remember, this is a San Francisco 49er defense that hasn't given up a touchdown in the first half so far this year. And when you have that attitude of let's just keep churning, let's keep running, let's keep leaning on people, that becomes frustrating for a defense. They hate that. They want to get off the football field.
9th play of this drive. Zacchaeus, the man in motion.
Here we go. We're going for a run in the
Handoff.
middle again.
Huntley. He's got it. 1st and goal for the Falcons.
That's one of the things I love, right? As a running back, get me that extra yardage. Be a +2 runner. You see Hassan Ridgway get in the backfield. He's right here. He's in the backfield. Watch. He hits him right here in the backfield. Go ahead. Get me another yard. Get me another yard. Get me another yard. You get it for -1. You end up with 3 yards. That's the kind of production you need from the back, and that keeps your offensive coach, your head coach, continue to call that as running plays.
And it's bizarre from the get-go.
But the fullback Smith into the I formation. Huntley.
Run again.
Tough run down at the 2. Tarvarius Ward, starting corner for San Francisco in his 5th year, with a huge tackle to potentially save a touchdown. It brings up 2nd and goal, and we've got an injured 49er. We've seen a whole lot of this, and it is Samson Ebukam. So that whole defensive line, which has already been so battered down, could be down another key player. We'll be back in Atlanta. Good news, Samson Ebukam walked off on his own power, but we've got more news. Let's go down to KP.
Yeah, Ebukam looks to be okay, not being attended to by the medical staff, but Talanoa Hufanga is being evaluated for a concussion right now, Noah.
Oh, tough news. A 2nd and goal here for Atlanta. Mariota floats towards the end zone. Pulled in. Touchdown, Michael Pruitt. Called up from the practice squad yesterday, and Pruitt into the end zone as the Niners allow their first opening drive touchdown since December 5th of 2021.
And it's just a great, you're just coming inside and getting back outside of Pruitt, but I love the placement of this ball because he's covered right there. Get it up away from the defender. Put it up high. Make sure you get it away from Odom right there. And put it in a place where only your receiver can catch it. It's either going to be an incompletion or a completion for a touchdown. Great drive by Atlanta.
Younghoe Koo drills the extra point, and what a start for the Falcons. Arthur Smith has to be thrilled with what Mariota has done today. Floats it towards the end zone. Pruitt finishes off an effective opening drive as the Falcons take the lead. Not sure you could have dreamt for a better start for Atlanta. 11-play drive, 74 yards, and Marcus Mariota, perfect, 4 for 4 on the drive.
All these guys right here, those are the tight ends, right? Those are, you know what? We adopt those guys as offensive linemen, right? And don't forget that Arthur Smith was a tight end coach as well, offensive quality control coach. He's done it all, but he's got an affinity for those guys. All those guys played a huge role in not only catching the ball, but the play action and run game.
You know, when we talk to him about Kyle Pitts, as Bradley Kenyon will send it deep to Ray McLeod, mention that he's become a more polished, all-around player. As McLeod gets to the outside and is dumped down just shy of the 30. Brings out this San Francisco offense led by Jimmy Garoppolo, and that has really caught fire the last few weeks.
Yeah, no question about it. They have caught fire, and the one guy that's really about ready to have a breakout, George Kittle. I think he's the best blocking tight end in football, but this is a guy that's healthy. He's been injured the last couple of years, nagging injuries. He's about ready to break loose.
Still without the 13-year, 9-time Pro Bowler Trent Williams with the ankle issue. But we'll see what Garoppolo and company have for a response. First one going to Jeff Wilson, coming off another 100-yard game, the 4th of his career, runs right into Grady Jarrett, who has been a force on the defensive line. But Jimmy G, talked to him yesterday, he said he just feels comfortable here. These are his guys. He wants to be in the foxhole with him.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's just played exceptionally well, throwing the ball with confidence, and he and Kyle Shanahan are so connected. They know what Jimmy's good at. Jimmy knows what he's good at, so they're like, we're going to put you in a position to have great success. Make sure that you're comfortable operating this offense.
He's check in motion on a 2nd and 7. Flip it back to Wilson, and he can't burst through that hole. Stumbles forward for a few extra yards, brings up 3rd and short, and Grady Jarrett, 2 plays in, has 2 tackles.
Yeah, well, that's what Grady Jarrett does. The guy is an absolute beast inside, and he's the one dude that you have to account for. When you break down a defense and go, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to game plan? 97, find him every play and figure out how we're going to contend with him. He is physical. He's the first strike guy, and I tell you what, sheds blocks and just plays with exceptional effort.
Brings up a 3rd and 4. Garoppolo, 3-step drop.
Still got the ball.
Garoppolo, patient. Incomplete. A little bit in front of Jawan Jennings, his favorite 3rd down target. And how about Atlanta? Good pressure by Nathan Landman, and they force a 3 and out.
Yeah, they do, and you know, it always starts with what you can do pass rush wise. They're not there. They're dropping 8 guys right now. They're playing zone coverage. They're trying to take away those underneath routes on 3rd down and 4, and they did a great job of essentially sticking to receivers, not giving Jimmy any quick reads or any quick throws.
San Francisco only had 4 3 and outs on the season coming into the day. And this Atlanta defense following up an 11-play touchdown drive by the offense. Wisnowski sends it away for Williams. And Avery Williams is dangerous with the ball in his hands. Spin move across the 25 and down to the 31. Marcus Mariota, 4 for 4 on the opening drive, taking what the defense gives him early in Atlanta. Marcus Mariota, perfect 4 for 4 on the opening drive, 47 yards and that touchdown to Pruitt. He also had a 1st down carry on a 3rd and short. He knew that this defense was going to be tough, and one of the reasons Talanoa Hufanga, who's back in there after being evaluated for a concussion on the opening drive. Tyler Algier, the running back, got a couple of carries, had 2 attempts on the opening drive and has to get away from one tackler and then absorbs on the contact to pick up positive yardage. Samson Ebukam, who went out in that first series, is also back on the field and back in the stats.
Well, you don't know how important that is right there.
Defensively.
I mean, you got a 1-yard gain from a -4.
Yeah.
Like a great running back will make up for a multitude of sins up front, right? You miss a block, he makes somebody miss in the backfield. That keeps you and gives you a fighting chance. It keeps you on schedule. Such an important aspect to playing running back in this league.
Algier, a former linebacker, and he's built like it, he plays like it. First catch of the day, Drake London, and the exceptional rookie has a first down and more right near midfield. He is spilled out at the 48. 15-yard pickup.
Well, it's the play action. What happens when you run the football? Watch all these linebackers step up, and they're just going to throw it to London right behind him. They step up. Oh, right there. There's the window. You saw Fred Warner eat up. And one of the things, they're so disciplined, they usually play from high to low, so you don't get those easy throws on them. But because they're running the ball and they're staying with it, they're creating some play action opportunities.
5 for 5, Mariota, with 5 different receivers. Handoff to Huntley, and he pushes the pile, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Fred Warner, the first man there. One of the captains, one of only 2 left that aren't hurt on the team right now.
Well, he's got such great sense, such great awareness, and listen, he knows I just gave up a pass right there. I'm going to go ahead and put my bean on somebody right now. Yeah, right there. Love Fred Warner. Guy just is such a savvy player. He's so athletic and so gifted, but it's really his mental approach to the game that sets him apart.
Second down and 10, and some movement. Looked like Pitts on the end of the line.
Start, number 8, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
See Fred Warner wagging the finger a little bit. He's letting him know, don't get over, don't get over anxious. We're still here. I know you scored on us. That was our first touchdown of the first half all season long, but we ain't going anywhere. I mean, that's one of the things I love. Like, attitude is infectious. When you've got a great attitude and a salty attitude as a defense, boy, it's infectious, and they're trying to kind of impose that will right now.
Avery Williams in there on 2nd and 15. Mariota gets rid of it before he's hit. It's Williams, makes a man miss. Flag is down as Williams is dragged down across the 50. Penalty marker back in front of the 45.
Yeah, you're going to get a block in the back center. Dahlman out there on the screen.
Number 67, offense, 10-yard penalty.
And he will block.
And again, that comes down to recognition, right? You force people with your speed and your ability right there. Watch the speed. He recognizes. Now watch him just shoot. Boom! Out. And what happens to you? You get put in a position as an offensive lineman. You're not that fast. You can't run like that. So you get put in a position. I've been there. The voice of experience.
I was going to say, I feel the PTSD.
Where all of a sudden you're like, I got to block him somehow. You shove your hands in his back. And the next thing you know, it's a long yardage situation, second and forever.
Essentially negates the Drake London catch. And it's going to be a handoff for Avery Williams. Going to be patient. Gets it back to the 37, but not much further. As this San Francisco defense starts to find its rhythm a little bit here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, too. Now, 3rd down and, 21 right now? So, as a coach, you always want to keep people off balance, right? Arthur Smith says, hey, I want to keep you off balance. I want to not show you what we're going to do. This is one of those, hey, draw, run a bubble screen, run a swing pass, do something safe, punt, and play field position.
Atlanta struggles on 3rd and long. Mariota feeling the pressure. It's Zacchaeus. But he doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. Fred Warner was on him and has a tackle once again to force another 4th and long.
Okay, so not too bad.
Well, that just makes sense, right? Don't do anything that puts you in harm's way. Don't risk a sack or risk a interception or fumble. Throw something easy. Flip the field position. Now have my punter come out there and do his job. Pinion, got to pin him down deep, and let our defense play.
That was beautiful wordplay.
Mental.
Thank you.
We've been doing this a long time.
I don't know about all that.
Fair catch called for and made by Ray McLeod just in front of the 10. 49ers coming back on offense next.
Don't forget, you can still win $100,000 of Terry's money. Scan the QR code, download Fox Super 6 on your phone now, and play for free. Come on.
Well, what if I want 100,000 of Howie's money?
Howie, no, Howie ain't giving it to you.
No?
No, but you can get it from Terry.
Second drive of the game for Garoppolo and the Niners, and an early completion. Debo Samuel, so tough to bring down, and ushered out of bounds, just shy of a first down yardage.
And that's the difference. When you have guys that can just break tackles, Debo gets it right, get out of that. And Terrell is a guy that can really tackle, but look at the balance, look at the contact balance. And then what do you get, an extra 3, 4, 5, 6 yards? I mean, that puts you in a position, now your whole playbook is open to you. Second down and 4, I can run anything. Second and 3, I can run anything I want.
This is what the Niners do. They've got Samuel, they've got Kittle, they've got Brandon Ayuk, guys that can make men miss and then churn it upfield. Second down and 3. Olsen, the running back. And he's got the pill. Surging forward.
Nowhere.
Looked like initially they were going to give him the yard to gain, but now about a half-yard shy. Runs into Isaiah Oliver, just reactivated for this Falcons defense.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that you're going to get with the Falcons, man, they're going to have extra guys down there around line of scrimmage. You're going to have safeties and corners and, you know, nickel guys, and everybody and their brother's uncle is going to be down there because they know what they have to defend. And I tell you, one of the things that San Francisco does probably better than any team in the league, all the shifts, all the motion, all the smoke, and the eye candy before they snap the ball.
Falcons defensive coordinator Dean Pease said they have to be disciplined with their eyes. It's a 3rd down and 1 with Samuel in motion. And up the middle. It's going to be close.
And it's come out. And it's been intercepted.
Oh, it's picked up by Terrell.
Oh, he's been dropped.
And it is touchdown. A scoop and score. A.J. Terrell. And it was poked out by Troy Anderson.
How?
The ruling on the field is a catch and is a fumble by the offense, recovered by the defense. A subsequent fumble at the goal line.
Hands off. Oh, he dropped out. Oh, he dropped out Wilson's hands.
And I tell you what, it started with Grady Jarrett, 97, just stacking the line of scrimmage. You talked about Anderson getting in there, poking it out, and then right there, the fumble, it just floating away. His feet were in bound, comes out of the hands, and right there, Johnny on the spot. That's Hawkins to slide in and get the touchdown.
San Francisco had only lost 4 fumbles coming into the day. Atlanta with a huge momentum shift after the opening drive touchdown. Now the defense gets in on the party.
No, we always talk about complimentary football, but that's swarming right there. That is one guy stuff the line of scrimmage, another guy slide in there, poke check the ball out, another dude scoop it, almost score. Not the scoop and score, but the scoop of an almost score. And then my buddy following me in there because he wants to go celebrate with me. Whoa, what's this? The pill? Okay, I got it.
What do you want to call that? You want to call it the scoop and score, or the scoop and then give and score?
The scoop and fumble and score. Right there, Hawkins on the spot. Maybe it's the red helmets. Maybe, I mean, it could be the red helmets.
Paying homage to the team from the 60s, haven't worn them since 2017. And now Younghoe Koo, after the touchdown has been confirmed, will look to add the point after. Splits the sticks. Fans in Atlanta jubilant. A.J. Terrell scooped it up, and Hawkins does the rest. Falcons up big early.
Good at all. Not good.
Well, Jeff Wilson put the ball on the deck, and Atlanta took full advantage.
Yeah, and I just want you to watch these guys right here. Look at first contact wins, reestablish the line of scrimmage. You run into your own guys, and then bam, ball poked out. The rest is history, and the Falcons right now shocking the 49ers.
This is big for the Falcons, who last week trailed 21-0 in Tampa Bay. Ended up losing the game 21-15. Arguments could be made they should have had a chance to potentially even win it. And this is the Niners' largest deficit of the season. As Ray McLeod will take this out
Ray
shy
McLeod
of the goal line.
20.
Had some decent blockers, but that hole closed up quickly, converged upon at the 21-yard line. But for Atlanta, this was one of the keys coming in. Can you get off to a quicker start and then play your game?
Yeah, and and for Wilson, I mean, here's a guy put the ball on the ground, hasn't had early success like they're used to having, and you've got to let that stuff go. I mean, when you live in the past, right, things creep up to get you. You've got to be present right now. You got to put all that behind you and start chipping away as an offense. That's what the Niners need to do. And this Falcons team, right now, they're feeling it. They've got this lead for the first time. They feel it.
Wilson's been the bell cow without Elijah Mitchell. Let's try starting just in front of the 20 and swing it. George Kittle. Good things generally happen with the ball in his hands, and that's why he's as physical of a tight end as you're going to find in the NFL. Gets across the 25 before being halted by Rashaan Evans.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. You start off little swing pass, little bubble screen to George Kittle, but again, it's that physicality. It's that run after catch. That's what they do, that run after contact. That's what they do that sets the tone and puts them in these positions to essentially, impose their will, if you impose their will, if you will. Alliteration aside, to do what they want. How about that?
Yeah, impose their will squared as Garoppolo fires and connects with Samuel across the middle. Sheds another tackler, spun down at the 41.
And that's the tone setter right there. Number 19, Deebo Samuel. Just a little shallow cross to Deebo. Put it on him. Just perfectly thrown by Jimmy Garoppolo. And then let him go out there and set the tone. And Kyle Shanahan told us, man, these receivers, they dictate toughness of our football team. Right? The offensive line, you got to be tough to play the offensive line. But the receivers are the ones that dictate the tone. They set the tone. And Deebo is one of those guys, certainly is a tone setter.
See if San Francisco gets this off. They will not. And they will head into the second quarter down by 2 touchdowns. Largest deficit of the season for the Niners. The Falcons have come out and played with a purpose. It was the Pruitt touchdown, the scoop and score. And Atlanta up 2 touchdowns here in Atlanta.
Honestly, man, this is my biggest embarrassment I've seen yet.
Well, Dean Pease is in his second season in Atlanta, but he has been around the block and has had some great defenses over the years. His Falcons team in that first half, unbelievably impressive on that side of the ball.
They really were. Playing great, shutting them down. Constant pressure.
Ayuk right at midfield. Oh, he coughed up the football, but Samuel was right there to dive on it. A.J. Terrell has had his nose all around the field today.
And I think, I'm obviously, anytime you tackle well, you start poking things out. There you see Terrell right there. Once he secures tackle, watch him start ripping right here. Rip right here. Put the ball on the ground. See if you can create something. That's the second fumble that they've created. And Dean Pease has these guys playing simple but fast. And that's the way you have to play.
Check in motion on 2nd down and 1.
2nd and 1.
And the flip back to Jeff Wilson, who's got some speed and bursts through across the 45 down to the 41. So Wilson, who lost the early fumble, with a little redemption to get a first down for the Niners.
Yeah, and it always comes down. I think the best blocking tight end right here, George Kittle. I mean, holy Moses! Go ahead, George. We're gonna have to check you out right there. Too much time in the weight room. But George Kittle, to me, and I think the group for the 49ers, the best blocking tight ends in football. They just dominate the edge. And George Kittle would much rather have a block like that than catch a pass. Like the unselfishness of which he plays is incredible.
Timeout, San Francisco.
So Kyle Shanahan will talk things over with the play clock dwindling down there and down by a couple of touchdowns. We'll be right back after this from Progressive.
Hi, Dr. Rick. It's Julie. Just leaving you a voicemail. My number is 618-437-7425.
Okay.
So it hasn't been too bad. Not too bad at all. It's just the first quarter we wanted our brain even in it, and then we dropped the ball. Now Ike's done the same again. Lucky we just recovered it.
Of those things that should have happened right there. No, I'd like all three of those. Use your last name, repeat the number, right? I mean, all that stuff.
Have you become your parents?
Yes, I have.
Admitting it's the first step. First set of downs. Juszczyk, the lone running back out there with Garoppolo. Drops back, uncorks, and another completion to Ayuk. Spun backward at the 29 by Casey Hayward.
Not too bad at all.
They're just running curl flat. What they're doing is holding people down here with him, and then he's just running a curl right here. So he holds the defense, pulls that flat defender in, whoop, just throws it right behind him. That's the thing about football, right? It's simplicity and complexity. Throw it where they ain't. When the guy rolls up out of there to go hit the flat, throw it behind him. If he stays deep, throw it to the flat. Pretty simple concept.
Garoppolo's done a good job of that this season. Just one interception these first couple weeks. Steps up, shovel pass. Kittle.
Kittle's gone for a good one.
Goes airborne for the first down. Anderson had to go down low, and generally George Kittle can do so much damage as he just did.
That's the maturation process of a quarterback. He starts getting a little bit older. Where's the 85, right? I'm going to scramble in here. Just a little delay. Go ahead. Here you go, underhand. It's like a little loaf of bread. Here, you take it. I don't want this thing. Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's how you save yourself hits. That's how you keep yourself healthy. That's just smart football. Give it to somebody who does it for a living and let them do it.
Wilson on the carry. And he runs into that wall and gets a couple extra yards. Grady Jarrett with another hand on him. When we talked to Grady Jarrett about Dean Pease, he said it's been so much fun learning from him. He tries to just be a sponge around him. He got to coach some of his close personal friends. He considers Ray Lewis an uncle, and exchanging stories back and forth has been huge for Jarrett and his development.
Jarrett has just become a dominant player. He's always been a dominant Pro Bowl type player, but he's taken to the next level. He is up and down the line of scrimmage, going after weak links, and I'm telling you, from a leverage standpoint, first strike standpoint, he's as good as it gets.
Take the handoff. Three pass, Ayuk, burst of speed, and he's in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
That's nice. Very good ball.
Got a block from Jalen Moore, and Ayuk, with all the space he needs, gets the Niners on the board.
They just make it so easy. They are so good at running the bubble screens. They do it from so many different ways, but they're going to have the running back get out here and then come up underneath that. And, you know, it's from the handoff, the inside, holds the inside pursuit. You use different guys at the point of attack and then eventually just flip it out there to Ayuk and let him do the rest of the work. Really, really great design. And I don't know that there's anybody that executes those tunnel screens, bubble screens better than the Niners.
Robbie Gould, who was a question mark coming into the week after going down with a knee injury last week against Carolina, sticks the extra point. Ayuk with his second touchdown of the season. It comes on a screen pass from Garoppolo, and the Niners march right down the field, get within a score here in Atlanta. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo chopping it up with his quarterbacks coach Brian Greasy after an 8-play, 79-yard drive in just under 5 minutes. And with that screen pass to Ayuk, he did the rest, and Garoppolo perfect 6 for 6 on the way to the end zone to trim the lead in half. Gould sends it away for Williams. Let's fly into the end zone, touchback, and we'll see Mariota in this Falcons offense with a long field to go. Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Heisman Trophy frontrunner C.J. Stroud leads #2 Ohio State's offensive assault against Iowa. Big Noon kickoff crew gets it started live from the Horseshoe at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then it's Iowa, Ohio State on Fox. Marcus Mariota has been efficient so far today. It was the opening drive touchdown. That second drive, really just a couple penalties that stopped them in their tracks.
Okay, it's rearranging.
Handoff, Huntley makes a cut and tripped up. Nice tackle down low by Kerry Hyder Jr.
They play with waves, the 49ers do on defense. You know, we've talked about Nick Bosa not being ready to go, Eric Armstead not being there, Javon Kinlaw. But they'll dress, you know, when they're healthy, they'll dress 8, 9 defensive linemen. So they've rotated throughout the season. So these guys getting their opportunity, they've already played, so they have that experience. It's not like just putting a new guy in.
Oh, here we go again.
Second down carry. It's Huntley again. Bounces off a couple of Niner defenders and is stood up at the 27. So a 3rd down and 7. Maybe a short 8 coming up.
Yeah, that was Omenahu, and I tell you what, he is so long. He's 6'5", but he's got 37-inch arms, and I don't even know what that means. But apparently it's really long, and he uses that leverage right at the point of attack to really set it up. Yeah, it looks a little like old school Charles Haley, right?
No doubt.
That just sent a shiver. Thinking about Charles Haley. I just got a little shiver in the booth. He's a frightening lad.
Play clock down to 3. 3rd down and 7 for Mariota. Feels the pressure, gets away. Mariota tripped up from behind. The 49ers get home, and another big play, this time by Akeem Spence.
Brilliant.
I mean, look at, they got 2 guys in stand-up right here. 2 guys, defensive linemen in stand-up. We're going to run the game right here. Bam! Get inside there, and then it's just unrelenting pressure. Ebicom almost gets it, sets it up, and then it's just finished right there. Drake Jackson coming around, making the tackle.
So a 4th down forced, and the Niners defense looking like the #1 rated defense in the NFL. Kenyon. High punt. McLeod absorbs the contact, and McLeod's got space. Look out! McLeod brought down from behind. Big return. Hodge with a missed tackle, and McLeod does the rest.
Man, there is so much I love about that play. First, Ray McLeod, you have got to have some courage. You want to be this guy? Boom! Now spin out of it, right? Now you're in the open field goal, but guess what? Troy Anderson, the linebacker from Montana State, never gives up on the play. Look at the hustle. Big guy, 230-plus pounds, rolling down there on Ray McLeod, makes that tackle. Just so much to love about that play, and the 49ers operating again, entering close to the green, just the green zone or the red zone or whatever you want to call the scoring zone.
And now McLeod being taken off the field here. Just making sure that he is 100% okay. Looks like the independent spotter.
Right, he looks irritated. He looks irritated about it. I'm fine.
And into the game for the first time today, Tevin Coleman. Back with the 49ers after spending last year with the Jets. Kittle in motion. San Francisco with momentum. Play action. Garoppolo. Dump it. Kittle. Navigates and bulldozes forward to the 25. He just delivered a little extra hit to Richie Grant.
I'll tell you what, that was like a here he is. He's right in here. He's just going to wide check delay on this screen setup, and then it's a little game of Olay. You know, I mean, just put your head down like a bull.
Yep.
Roll over people. He's not getting out of the way right there. Holy, Grant's like, that's where you lose the wind right there.
All right, here we go.
2nd and 3.
Boom.
Back to the air, Juszczyk. Let the blockers develop, hear it from the crowd, and get the first down. Chopped down at the 15. And Mike McGlinchey, big offensive lineman, is down. The 5th-year pro from Notre Dame. Starting right tackle.
Yeah, he's hurting. He was leading the way out there on that screen.
So as he limps off the field, Blake Hance is out there with the Niner offense.
Yeah, I didn't really see what happened to him. He's coming into the right here to maybe just landed on that knee, just flush on his kneecap. Yeah, I think right here on that turf sends all that shock right through that kneecap.
Here we go again.
Coleman and greeted by a host at the 14. You know, it was Kyle Shanahan who was upset with the turf at Carolina last week. Felt like a couple players went down because of that artificial turf. Second straight week at a stadium that has it, and now sees his right tackle as another potential injury as a result of the surface.
They've had so many injuries too, and so many guys banged up on this Niners football team.
So we'll see what Blake Hance, just his second year out of Northwestern, playing from Cleveland this offseason. Wilson out wide. Play clock winding down. Garoppolo fires, connects. Ayuk.
Ayuk's got it.
Touchdown.
Two touchdowns for Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk.
Good catch.
Second of the day.
We come back all right. How have we lost? It's astonishing.
Man, little whip route by Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk, and he is just so tight here. Watch him. He's going to come in, loop back outside so quick. Watch. Bam! Put your foot in the ground, get away, create instant separation. And Hance, you talked about him. He comes in there. He holds up just long enough, even though Jimmy Garoppolo takes it in the teeth a little bit, to deliver that strike. But it really starts with the route. You win that early. You create instant separation when you're whipping it back out there. Really nicely done.
Extra point from Gold, and we are all square. Well, Ayuk has had a somewhat slow start. The breakout has been expected, and he's got his first multi-touchdown game of his career. Midway through the second, we're all even at 17.
Not too bad at all.
Well, Marcus Mariota is 6 for 6, and Jimmy Garoppolo is 10 for 11, orchestrating yet another touchdown drive. This one, 4 plays, 32 yards, and Dean Pease not thrilled.
Yeah, look at it. Watch here, right here. I told you, got to have clean eyes right here. You can't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's what he's saying. That eye point.
If I could do the Axel Foley laugh, I would.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So here you come out with this drive, right? You've just given up 2 touchdowns. It was a 14-0 lead. What do you have to do? And they ran the ball so well early in this game. They've been shut down the last couple of drives. The response is set up some play action early. Get your quarterback outside the pocket. Get some easy completions. And then loosen up that run defense and being able to run the ball by throwing it a little bit right now. Kind of, you know, basically do what they don't expect. That's the philosophy of Arthur Smith. And I think they've got to go in that direction here.
We'll have Algier in there on first down. Zacchaeus in motion. Take the handoff. Mariota.
Yes, great.
Nearly picked off on a flag. Warner was right there and would have had it in his breadbasket if he took one more step. And we'll see what the penalty marker.
Holding, number 54, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Well, he just grabs out, he reaches out. Fred, watch his hand. He's going to reach out here and grab Pitts as he runs by. Right there, left hand, just jerks on the top of that shoulder pad a little bit. But that's what we did, right? Start with a little play action. That was a play pass. Start with that play action, loosen them up, you get the 5-yard penalty. Now you're rolling a little bit.
Mariota to the outside and across the 35. The other part of this stink is, how do you get Kyle Pitts involved? He's making his return from the hamstring injury. They've been talking about him having his breakout of the season. It hasn't come yet.
Right, but part of it and what they've sold Kyle Pitts on is, we're going to develop you into a complete player. So there are no tells. You know, when you split outside the numbers, you're a receiver. When you're in line, you've got to be able to block the front side, block the back side. You have to be able to hold up in pass protection. When you do that and you get better, and he's really developed that way, now everything is open to us as an offense.
Algier puts the head down and keeps the legs churning. It'll be 3rd and 1. Fred Warner, the first one there.
Well, you'll hear that a lot today. Fred Warner, the first guy in the hole, because that guy just reads things. He's just got a sense about him. Reads, undercuts the offensive line that's trying to cut him off, and then just meets the running back with bad intentions. Wrap up, keep your feet driving right there, but puts them in a 3rd down and short situation.
Samson Ebukam is once again a little gimpy as he heads to the sideline. So we'll see Charles Omenihu come in there. But this is the key with San Francisco. We talked about it. They're 2-3 deep at every position.
Yeah.
Next man up mentality is real.
It is real, but there comes a time when you're just like, really? You run out of next man up. I mean, and here you see him limping. He was a little hampered last week on the turf. They felt like it was the turf in Carolina with his Achilles, and here he is again, limping off to the bench.
Atlanta started 3 for 3 on third down, 0 for their last 2. This one a third and short.
Unbelievable.
Hand off. Get it to the fullback, Keith Smith, and it looks like he got it. Big body, 6 foot 240, and he used all of it.
Yeah, and just all these tight ends on this side of the line of scrimmage. Effort, everybody just grinding right there, breaking that tackle, falling forward. But look at, you've got Pruitt in there. You've got guys just bodies flailing around. Hesse, the tight end position.
So fresh set of downs. Shy of midfield. Algier in motion. Mariota feeling the pressure. He is dumped. How about the quick step? Charles Omenihu into the game with a bang.
And it's just about the moves, right? You're setting up, you're trying to make it, and now off the edge, but watch the hands, watch the swipe. This is like right out of Karate Kid. Nice swipe on the outside, swim over the top, meet the quarterback at the depth of his drop. Just so quick, and those long arms, your ability to reach out, grab the hand of the offensive lineman, knock it down, and then turn a tight hoop, they call that. Turning that hoop, beautifully executed by Omenihu.
He did not sweep the leg. No, he does cause an 8-yard loss. Mariota to Pitts over the middle and hit immediately upon the catch by Warner.
It's a good way to get you kind of involved in the game, right? Just dump it over the middle right there, a little spot route, sit down between the two linebackers in a zone coverage. Let's get you going, see if we can get you over the top here. Throw them underneath, see what loosens up over the top for Pitts.
Falcons are 2 for 15 on 3rd and 10 or longer. This one 3rd and 13.
Man-to-man down here.
Mariota evades, steps up, he's going to tuck and run. Mariota shows off the wheels, and he's got the first down. Hufanga finally knocks him to the ground, but picks up 17 and moves the sticks.
Well, that's one thing Marcus Mariota could always do, and Omenihu, who has really gotten after in the rush, loops around the inside, forces him out, and that's the one thing. You're playing a little man-to-man on the back end. Everybody's eyes are away from you, right? All their backs are turned, and you're going to be able to get some big-time runs in those situations.
And a flag. Falcons had some penalties on their second offensive drive.
Neutral zone infraction, number 98 defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, this one's going to be Hassan Ridgeway, that big body run stopper in the middle.
Tom, what did this drive started around 7 minutes or so left in it? Right, this is 4-minute offense, right? Right now you're approaching the 2-minute warning. You're driving the football. You've got a first down. I mean, can you come away with points and leave the Niners no time to respond? That's what you're looking for.
It's the 7th play of the drive, a massive 4.5 minutes.
Unbelievable.
Hand off for Huntley. And he's dragging tacklers with him. Warren Brooks
offensively, mate, those
gets him to the ground, but Huntley again just turning a negative into a positive.
Yes, and this is one of the things I love about Arthur Smith. You have to fall in love with 2- and 3-yard gains. Most coaches use that as an excuse to throw the ball. I don't want to run it. This is an old offensive lineman, right? He had me at hello in our meeting on Friday because he just came in and said, well, you know, I love offensive line. I love watching you guys play back in Shanahan's day. And then I was just putty in his hands.
Oh, the stories back and forth were tremendous, as has Brandon Ayuk. 2 touchdowns on the day, even with 2 minutes left in the second. Little role reversal for the Falcons today. Got up 14-0 on San Francisco. Did not score in the first half last week against Tampa Bay. They put up 15 points in the fourth quarter and nearly mounted a 21-point comeback. This is 2nd and 2. Mariota delivers. London hauls it in.
So perfect.
He was working on Lenore on the outside, and the rookie with another spectacular catch.
Yeah, and he's got such great, not only just catch rate, as you man-to-man right down here on the bottom, and does a great job on the back shoulder, but look at him manipulate his body, and one thing he does from a catch radius standpoint, really attacks the ball well in the air. This guy is going to be a special receiver, and you see him talk a little bit after, too. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what you're facing.
He's got that basketball background, spent a year with the USC basketball team. Mariota believes that helps him learn how to navigate an open space. Algier with the jump cut. And the extra push and fight inside the red zone. Ebukam on the field, off the field, on the field. Well, he makes another tackle as he's back out there.
Yeah, he just keeps coming back out there. I don't know how many times you can limp off the field and come back in. I don't know if there's a rule about that, but I'd say it's just so important to these guys, right? It's so important to be a part of it, so important to support your teammates. And there's a badge of honor when you can go out there and take it from the, just the voice of a guy who did it his whole career. There's a badge of honor going out there and playing for your teammates hurt, that sacrificial nature that makes you a great football team. And obviously they have it.
Here we go again.
10th play of the drive is a pitch to Huntley. Finds the space. Huntley still on his feet. Across the 5. Push the pile. And he is down to the 3. Got a good block from McGarry. And Huntley showing off a lot of that size, speed, and vision.
Yeah, and you know what? That little change-up, right? They've been approaching the edge, but watch this block right here, right? We talked about Kyle Pitts. Set the edge. Now run out there, McGarry out there on the front, and then just let your back do the rest. Just physical run and put your shoulders down. Keep your legs driving. Boy, I tell you what, that's the kind of stuff that's infectious. That stuff gets you excited as a football player, especially as an offensive lineman. Look at them patting Pitts on the shoulder, right? Way to set the edge for us. You know what? That's what they're talking about. Hey, I understand that everybody wants to catch a bunch of balls, right? Everybody wants to have a bunch of footballs thrown their way. But when you can get excited about doing the dirty work, that's when your football team becomes legitimate.
Huntley stays in there on the 1st and goal. Mariota keeps. He's got the corner. Touchdown, Atlanta.
The quarterback got a touchdown.
3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And Marcus Mariota picking apart the Niners defense in the first half.
Marcus Mariota just using his eyes.
Honestly,
we talk about that eye discipline. You get that defense jumping. You get those running backs coming downhill. Now watch those eyes outside. As soon as Womack jumps in, Fred Warner jumps in, I'm jumping out, and I'm going to beat you to the corner. That's what Marcus Mariota does. And look at that. Just like I've been there before. Just hand it to the referee. No big deal. Could have signed it for him. Here you go.
Extra point from Koo. And Marcus Mariota, a perfect 8 for 8 through the air. He's got just 4 attempts on the ground, 31 yards, and now a score to go up 7. 8th year in the NFL for Marcus Mariota, and he's really starting to figure a lot of it out. He feels comfortable in his role. Another touchdown drive, 11 plays, 75 yards, but he told us this week, I'm going to take what the defense gives me, and right now they're giving him a whole lot underneath and certainly a whole lot with his legs.
Yeah, and that's the big part. Anytime you've got a quarterback that can do the things that Marcus does from running the ball standpoint, it makes it truly 11-on-11 football, and eye discipline becomes so important.
Touchback.
All right, let's go to Kurt, see what's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
Hey, Kurt. Hey. I'm here for those funny Verizon half.
So, offensively, not too bad. Offensively, not too bad. Defensively, however,
I don't think I'm going to ask for his money. I just don't. I don't think I want to do that.
I tell you, you know what? Blocking Howie back in the day, there was nothing funny about that.
Oh, no.
That dude could play.
Mike McGlinchey, number 69 in white, back in there. This is a catch for Jawan Jennings, and he has an extra stride forward for 9. We go down to KP.
Well, yeah, as you guys noted, Mike McGlinchey back in, but man, this Niners medical staff has been busy. They looked at his lower left leg, putting heat on it, but the guy attending to him and next to him the whole time, Trent Williams, who's been out.
Where the hell did that go? See what I mean?
Thanks, Christina.
Great
Jarrett,
but he
right there with a deflected pass. McGlinchey, you can see just struggling a little bit, and I don't think you can mistake who Trent Williams is here.
No, Trent Williams is not from this planet. Right here, just following him around. He's from a different planet. That dude just absolutely is the landlord. He owns the space between guard and tight end. It is his, and you're just paying rent because that dude will dominate the end of the line of scrimmage. Looking forward to his return.
Garoppolo got the first down, just ducks underneath. San Francisco has 1 timeout remaining here. They do get the ball to start the second half. And Garoppolo has been almost as effective and efficient as Mariota today.
Yeah, Garoppolo picking something up from Tom Brady from his time in New England with that QB sneak.
Dump it underneath, Juszczyk. And he goes airborne, spun around, and another first down. And it looks like this is where San Francisco will use that final timeout.
Fair play. Mate, he flew.
14 seconds remaining.
Go on.
This has been a back and forth affair, really, from the opening drive. Michael Pruitt, who was raised to the active roster yesterday for Atlanta, got the scoring started. Then Jeff Wilson fumbled it. A.J. Terrell picked it up, and it was eventually fully scored by Jalen Hawkins on the fumble. 49ers came right back. First touchdown to Ayuk on a screen. How about the second touchdown to Ayuk on a nice tight route to the outside? And then Mariota does it himself with the legs around the edge and in. Leads us to a 21-14 Falcon lead.
Now with 16 seconds left right now, no timeouts. The whole field is open for you, but you're going to have to get your hurry-up ball in there to spike this ball if you do complete it in the middle.
Garoppolo under pressure. Ball comes out. And San Francisco was right there to get on it. Flag is down. Brendel jumps on the open football after Garoppolo was hit by Graham and Jarrett.
It's going to be a holding call. I think Lorenzo Carter just yanked down as 85 George Kittle.
Holding. Number 9, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Lucky.
That's Carter.
You're going to block, and then you're just going to try to get out. Just check down. That's great hands. In my day, you can't call me for that. My hands are inside. Now that's holding 100% of the time.
Now you got 9 seconds to work with just in front of midfield, and Atlanta is going to want to talk it over. Arthur Smith going to make sure that defense is set properly, but 9 seconds left. What do you go to here?
Well, and now you got the middle of the field is no longer open to you, right? Because you're just not going to be able to hustle up there, spike the ball in time to get a potential field goal. So now Arthur Smith is talking to his guys, hey, we got to protect the edges, right? We got to protect the sideline so they can't complete one down here for 12, 15 yards and then have a field goal opportunity. We got to keep them in bounds. Tackle them in bounds. This half is over. So that's what you're talking about. So expect this defense to just get wide edge. Just make sure they're out there wide by the sideline. Protect that sideline. Keep the ball in the middle.
Robbie Gould, season long of 51, career long 58, but was banged up coming into the week. Deep coverage, Garoppolo. Quickly steps up, fires down the sideline. A lot of contact, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Oliver. And Oliver going to try to make some magic. Forced down. And that's how this first half will come to a close.
Sodding, believable. And what annoys me, Jimmy G had an opening, he could have run it himself, but the lazy bastard doesn't want to do it.
Well, there's the pick right here, Oliver, and you see him protecting that sideline, right? We're not going to catch it, get out of there, and then Make sure once you get down there, wrap it up, don't fumble it.
First half stats are brought to you by State Farm. A little bit of a surprise rushing category for San Francisco.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, 27 yards rushing, one of the best running football teams in football. Got a flag here on the field as well.
15-yard penalty will be enforced on the second half kickoff. This is the end of the first half.
So the flag was down. It will be enforced the second half kickoff. And we now go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. The Verizon halftime show starts now.
Yeah, it's not an halftime show because there's no commercials. How mad is that shit? Seriously. Like, that's the most dumbest thing. Jimmy G sees an opening, he runs for it. That was the biggest opening I've seen. He eyeballed it, even though he was looking around. The eyeball there. You know what I mean? You saw that. Why didn't you run that? Stupid. That was the most offensive, stupid thing yet. Offensively. Dumb. Very, very dumb. Oh well. Gotta move on up to the next one. Yeah. All these commentators talking. Look, why we lost, I can sort of see how, but that, come on, man. Seriously. Seriously. Not good enough. Jimmy sees someone, bang, hits the defense. Dropped, fumbled, and dropped, recovered. And then, yet again, he sees an opening and throws his first interception. Stupid. Very stupid. Oh well. It is what it is. But here we go for the second quarter. Unreal. No. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Tackle better as far as his offense. He said we just have to keep hammering away in the second half.
All right, KP, thanks so much. Arthur Smith, he's a smart dude.
That's right.
I'm going to leave it at that.
I could tell you, but if I told you,
I'm not going to finish it.
it wouldn't be good for me.
Remember, Atlanta had an unsportsmanlike penalty at the end of the first half, so it's 15 yards on this kickoff to start the second, and could be great field position for San Francisco. They're going to kick this from the 20, and it's going to be Bradley Pinion sending it to Ray McLeod, who nearly broke one earlier.
Ray McLeod.
This is exactly what you want. You're down 14-21. I guess I said that backwards, 21-14, but whatever you want to say. Put your offense in a position right now to have some field position. It's exactly what you're looking for.
All right. So I think where we go, McLeod's going for it. 15,
McLeod.
20, 25.
Shifty and hit at the 30. That's where San Francisco will start this drive. Let's go right back down to KP.
Yeah, as for Kyle Shanahan, I asked him about all the injuries they've had with guys in and out of this game. He said, yeah, it's a lot to overcome, but this game is going exactly how we expected, minus 2 plays. And he did bring up that return for a touchdown. He said, this game is going how we thought it would, but we got to continue to hammer away, continue with that running game. By the way, guys, Mooney Ward is questionable right now with a groin injury.
Just add it to the long list.
So now that's 7 of their starting defensive players, right?
Yes.
That's a next man up. That's a whole new philosophy right there.
Now San Francisco has Daniel Brunskill in at right tackle. Al Shanahan called him one of the smartest players on the team as Ayuk couldn't haul it in. He was blanketed by Terrell on that slant.
Terrell, just one of those guys. I just think he's so savvy right there in the hip pocket. You could feel that as an offensive player. You can feel that guy, just that presence, and you know, you're concentrating on catching that ball, but you can feel that hand about ready to come in there and knock that thing loose. I think Terrell is just an outstanding young corner for the Falcons.
More than 50% of his routes have been against the opposition's top wide receiver. Garoppolo on play action, wants to take the shot down the middle of the field, looking for McLeod, and he dropped it.
My God.
He had a little separation. Meanwhile, Terrell comes up a little gimpy, holding his hamstring, and it's 3rd and 10.
He got it, and Jimmy Garoppolo makes a great throw down the middle of the football field. And it's Ray just putting on the burners right there, getting beyond the safety.
Perfect catch.
Jimmy Garoppolo puts that in a perfect place. I mean, perfect. You can't run down there and set it in the hands of the receiver any better. And you know, you look at this game of inches, I mean, that's just off the fingertips of Ray McLeod.
And this is not what you want to see if you're Dean Pease in this Atlanta defense. AJ Terrell, who has accepted the challenge week in and week out of being the top corner, top cover guy down on the field. Let's take another look to see exactly how it went down.
He's just chasing right here. Oh, that's when it grabs you right there. He just knows it.
Arthur Smith has him down on the field. So Terrell takes his time to get up. Second team All-Pro last year. 6th most PBUs in the NFL.
Well, Arthur Smith, really smart, right? He's going to jog off. No. Get down there, stop the play, let us discuss as a defense what we're going to do, who's going to fill in for you, right? I mean, give us a little time here to figure this out as a, you know, as a coaching staff right now. So you jog right off, and guess what? San Francisco's ready to snap the play. You're not sure who my backup corner is. You know what? Let me give you some pointers. Let me give you what we're thinking about here. And this 3rd down situation, like, that's just smart as a coach. Hey, settle down, sit down, lay on the field. Let me get my faculties together. Let me get my staff to get their faculties together.
You see number 34. That's Darren Hall replacing him. Garoppolo on 3rd and 10 with time. It runs out, fires and completes. Right at the 35, he got it to Juszczyk, and he was popped by Evans.
Well, this is Dean Pease. I mean, they're just going to put a bubble on this thing on the outside, right? Everybody get deep, and then get my underneath cover guys just to stick. Get sticky right now. Get on somebody, jump them. You see them jump underneath there? So you're keeping a shell over the top, and then I want to get sticky underneath. When somebody comes in your zone, match them right now. Just match them.
Second 3 and out forced by the Falcons defense. Avery Williams will return this. Bust it to the outside. Williams has speed. Down the sideline and across the 30. Good return from Avery Williams of 30 yards after a 65-yard boot by Mitch Wishnowsky. We'll be right back after this from State Farm.
Not good so far for the offense of the 49ers on the 3rd quarter. That team's killing me, man. All right, It's Atlanta's ball.
Do you draw goatees? Because yours is elite, and I'd love to have one for myself.
Yeah, I can draw you a goatee.
That'd be huge.
I'm an artist.
Just over a minute into the second half, and the Falcons offense back on the field. They were nearly perfect in that first half, and Mariota stays perfect through the air. It's Zacchaeus spun out of bounds, but a first down after a 10-yard gain.
You know, simple route combination, and we talked about this earlier. Just take that first read in the progression. You're running a flat. Zacchaeus is out there. Deliver the ball. Move the chains. Make it simple on yourself. And Marcus Mariota said when he was young, he was so busy trying to make the big play, like to justify being the second overall pick. Like, humility is important. And now he's just like, you know what, I'm going to take what they give me. I'm not worried about flash. I'm just worried about substance. You know, some people are so worried about the sizzle, right? He's just worried about the steak right now, not the sizzle. We're not selling the sizzle. Let's sell the steak. And I mean, he watched Tom Brady do it, like threw 40 passes or something in the first half, and just 12 or so were to the running backs. You know, he's just like, just dink, 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 not getting bored with the process. And that's what Mariota has learned through this whole kind of time where he's been benched and he's run the scout team and all that stuff. That humility is important.
Combine that with his willingness to be a little more vocal when he doesn't like something, and case in point, calls the timeout at midfield here on a 2nd and 5.
We always say this in sports. There's two types of athletes, those who are humble and those who are about to be. He was humbled, and he has learned from it.
Without a doubt. Tuesday, the NLCS starts on FS1. Bryce Harper and the Phillies look to continue their incredible postseason run, while the Padres are gunning for their first trip to the Fall Classic in 24 years. Game 1 of the NLCS. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. How about those two teams getting through a wild card and getting through two powers? Braves with 101 wins and the Dodgers with 111, and that's a great sign. A.J. Terrell back out of the tent and running on the sidelines.
50-yard.
2nd and 5 for his Falcons offense.
37 minutes. 2nd and 5. Falcons pulled back to the ball.
Hand off for Algier. And more physical running. He drags Fred Warner within 1 yard of the first down.
One of the hard things about what's going on right now is Atlanta just keeps grinding, right? They're getting up the ball quickly now. Watch the QB sneak, but they just keep grinding. Fred Warner right there making the tackle, alerting the guys.
And again.
And Algier's got the first down and more. Across the 40. Pummels his way forward.
But they keep grinding, right? They grind that run game. And those 2- and 3-yard gains, they'll start becoming 5-, 6-yard gains, 8-yard gains, because you wear a defense out, especially an injured defense. And then, as an offensive play caller, if you're Kyle Shanahan right now, you know what you're saying? How many possessions are we going to have left, right? We had a 3 and out. What are we going to get? 1 more possession in this quarter? 2 more, maybe? Maybe 5 total in this game? You start counting those things.
First set of downs. Handoff this time for Huntley. And Huntley, this is what he's done all day. It's been tough sledding for him to get his yardage, and he's just one of a couple running backs that we've seen throughout the day. Not necessarily household names, thrust in there because of injury on both sides. Tevin Coleman making his return to San Francisco. And how about these guys for Atlanta? All 3 of them have impressed within the organization.
And one thing about all of these guys, you know, you talk about nobody being a kind of household name, but I will tell you one thing. All these guys track well in the running game, and when they put their foot in the ground, they have bad intentions at the line of scrimmage. They're going to run over people, and they're going to be physical.
And I assume that's what you want as an offensive lineman. Guys in the foxhole, and Mariota's been one of them as well. Another big gain for the QB. Dragged forward at the 15. Tashawn Gibson finally got to him, but 20 more on the ground for Mariota.
Well, just watch Mariota's eyes. He's just looking right now, right down here to the edge. What happens with Ebukam? Oh, he goes down? Okay, go ahead. Run down there, because you're going to leave it wide open on the edge for me. And another big play by Marcus Mariota. He just, right now, just everything he sees, he's seeing the game perfectly, and he's making the right decision every time.
Perfect.
Arthur Smith compared it to Steve Nash playing quarterback. Says he just sees everything so quickly with the peripherals. Play clock down, and they get it off. Huntley bulldozes forward and inside the 10. Career high in rush attempts for the day already. Huntley at 11.
This is a clinic right now. It is a clinic on how to run the ball, how to set up your quarterback running game, how to complete the underneath pass, and also how to dominate the clock. I mean, you're doing all of those things one after the other, and I'm telling you, it puts so much pressure. It's demoralizing to a defense when you do this to them. They are flexing their muscles right now as an offense, and it is glorious.
Zacchaeus in motion on a 2nd and 6. Algier, patience, vision, and chews up a couple more. Ufunga finally gets to him.
You know what we haven't seen? Might be the perfect time for the little RPO game, right? Now we've seen him hand it off in the middle. We've seen him keep it around the edge. How about fake the handoff in the middle, pull the ball like you're going to run and hit yourself a little slant or something of that nature?
Well, it's a 3rd and 3. They've got big targets. Pitts at 6'6", London at 6'4". Mariota through his progressions, end zone, touchdown! Welcome back, Kyle Pitts.
One thing you can't do when you're a defensive back and you're in man-to-man, you can't put your eyes in the backfield. You got to keep your eyes on your work. You see him peek real quick, Womack, into the backfield. Pitts hits him on a quick slant, and that big body, right? Get that big body between you and the defender. There's not a whole lot anybody can do.
First touchdown for Pitts since week 5 last year. And Koo makes it a 2-touchdown lead for Atlanta. Pitts back on the field, back in the end zone. Mariota stays perfect, and Atlanta extends their advantage. Well, Arthur Smith, familiar with his quarterback. That dates back to when Mariota was a rookie in Tennessee. Smith was an assistant there with the Titans when they selected him 2nd overall in 2015. When we asked Marcus how he's seen him change or be the same, he said he's the exact same as he was when he was a quality control guy in Tennessee. He just loves football.
Right.
And that passion always comes through.
Yeah, and it's really Marcus who said, man, I'm the one who's changed, right? I'm the one who, you know, has grown. I'm the one who's essentially embraced the role and been a scout team guy and been humbled, and now I'm more vocal. I used to be a people pleaser, and now, you know what, it's about telling them what I want to do. And good for you, man. I love the redemption story, and he's having a good time on the sideline right now, up 2 scores.
What a game for Mariota, 10 for 10. 114 yards on the day. He is actually outgaining the San Francisco offense by himself, 165 to 154. But the Niners are back out there, and they got Ty Davis-Price. Instead, it's going to be a flip to Deebo Samuel. And generally a good idea to get the pill in number 19's arms.
I mean, this guy he's really a trendsetter. When you think about what he's done as a wide receiver playing running back, I mean, come on. What wide receivers just put their nose down like that and bowl over defensive backs?
Player down on the field, Taquan Graham for Atlanta. We'll step aside, check in with Graham when we return. Back here in Atlanta, Taquan Graham, who Grady Jarrett told us has really come on strong this year, limps off.
You see the foot right there. Brunskill steps on the foot. Nasty looking.
Garoppolo delivers over the defense. It's Juszczyk, puts the head down at the 40.
Now, if you're Atlanta right now, all you're saying is, hey man, all we have to do is tackle well, right? The clock is the enemy for the Niners, and they're not built. They don't have the receivers to say, hey, let's just match you up one-on-one and go down the football field. That's not how they operate. It's all setting things up off of play action, and you see Terrell right there. He's out. He's got that thigh hamstring injury right now. So really, it's about keeping the offense in front of you, making tackles, and making them use clock.
Samuel off the edge. And they're looking to get him more involved here.
And that's the Niners, right? Run the ball, set up the bubble screen, set up the tunnel screen, set up the quick throw over the middle of the football field. Let your playmakers get yards after catch. But they're not that, like, they're just not one of those let's take deep shots. That's not how they operate. So, all of a sudden, as a play caller, if you're Kyle Shanahan, this clock starts coming into your mind right now. How much time do I have? A couple scores down. I've got to put something together in this drive because I'm only going to have a couple of possessions left the way this game is going.
Not to mention missing 6 defensive starters, but Garoppolo takes the shot, and he put it perfectly. It was Charlie Werner who had a little separation but couldn't reel it in. Richie Grant in coverage.
Yeah, just busted right there. I mean, you think about Evans, somebody's got to run down the middle of the football field when you're in a 3-by-1 formation. You turn him loose on the safety, and oh my goodness. I mean, that's 2 big drops over the middle on 2 potential big plays, maybe even touchdown type plays that they have dropped so far in this half alone.
That's 2 massive drops.
Sets up 3rd and 5. Look out for Jennings. He's one of the go-to guys on 3rd down. Instead, Garoppolo, incomplete. He short-armed it as he was looking for Wilson. Richie Grant provided the pressure from the back line, and it's 4th.
Yeah, well, you're bringing the pressure, and Richie Grant, you can feel that. If you're Garoppolo, it's going to, the timing of your throw. There he is off the edge. You can feel it. It just speeds you up just ever so slightly. And what does that create?
A crap throw.
See the wobbly pass, the errant pass, because you're sped up, because you feel that pressure coming off the edge. Another great stop by Atlanta. And they are playing, they are playing great football right now. Not good, but great football right now.
Yeah.
You know how well they've been coached as fair catch was called for, but bounces back to the 10 and is covered up by Tarvarius Moore. 46-yard punt sets up Atlanta's offense at the 10. Time of possession has been legitimate. Atlanta just dominating the ball so far today, and Arthur Smith, his game plan has been working to perfection.
Yeah, when you're 7-9 on 3rd down, you know what? You're going to possess the ball because you get another set of downs to, what do they say, matriculate the offense down the football field.
And it doesn't hurt when you've got physical running backs like Caleb Huntley, who gains 3 more before being popped by Fred Warner. We talked to D'Amico Ryans, the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator, and you brought up Chris Lindstrom, the right guard, number 63 in black. He said, that's a guy I want on my team. Right. You can just see how he plays.
Just flashes on film. And he gave me so many rewindable moments over the last several weeks of watching them play. I was like, oh my, let me see that again. Oh, and they track so well. They all come off the ball together so well and physical at the point of attack. And this is where you want to be as an offensive lineman, right? Just grinding on people, being grimy.
Another run for Huntley, and he finds the hole. He stumbles forward and makes it 3rd and 1.
This is, just put it on our shoulders, Coach. Hey, man, you know what? Give it to the hog mollies. Let us just lean on people, right? Let us just dominate the line of scrimmage. Another 3rd and short. Had a bunch of these today.
Think mentioned it. 7 of 9 on 3rd down so far today. Handoff. Huntley. He's got it. Missed tackle by Fred Warner. Huntley gets just enough to move the sticks.
And what I talk about, Lindstrom right here. Watch him get the reach here. See how wide Omenihu is? But look at him. He just gets over there, sets it up, creates a space. Go ahead, signal first. Now you can get excited. You can get excited about that block. I'll tell you what, this kid, I got to spend about 20 minutes or so the off season with him, just kind of talking philosophy. Man, he gets it. Man, he just wants to be great. He wants to be dominant. And he has had a dominating season thus far.
Mariota keeps, flips it. It's Smith. And just the extra yardage after the contact. Hufanga finally gets him down. So that one was a small little dump down pass. And we talked about it coming in, the #1 rush defense for San Francisco coming in. Well, today, they've already allowed 140 on the ground.
Yeah, and here's what happens to you. When you're dominated like that physically, all of a sudden you make that little throw, that little pass out there to the edge to Smith. What happened? Broke a tackle. Because the effect it has on a defense, man, it tires you out. You're tripping over your tongue as you're running to get those tackles, and that's when you see the missed tackles. That's when you see the lack of wrapping up.
Algier will make it another 3rd and short for Atlanta. And Algier, when we asked Arthur Smith about him, he said he's so smart. He's a smart player.
Smart. And also for a guy that's 225, 30 pounds, that's a nice little jump cut right here as you get a little presence. Yeah, look at it. Backside is exposed right there. Got a hole in his pants. That's old school, like a fullback that you convert to a running back. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, show me that. Oh yeah, pull your shirt down over your hiney so we can't see the hole in your pants. I like it. It's good thinking. Show for the kids.
Well, it's 3rd down and 2. Mariota didn't get there. Engulfed by Ebicom.
Yeah. Fair play. So defensively, he's done all right.
Well, Ebicom, man, I tell you, they're so smart up front, and he's just going to slide up underneath here. He feels it. Here he comes across the line of scrimmage. Great job. And sometimes that's what you have to do. Sometimes you just got to go make a play. Got to get us off the field, give our offense one more opportunity to cash in. Really nice stand by the 49ers.
So it'll be Pinion to boot it. Ray McLeod signals fair catch and brings it in at the 20. San Francisco has a ways to go after a 51-yard punt from Pinion. Jimmy Garoppolo and company back on the field next.
You know that he ain't going to get fuck all nowhere.
Well, Kyle Shanahan makes his return to Atlanta, served as the offensive coordinator for the Falcons in 2015 and 16, led the team to Super Bowl 51 at the end of the 2016 season, and said the team's very different from when he was here. Only a couple mainstays are still there as Garoppolo steps up in the pocket, gets it to Samuel, and sees if he can make something happen across the 25. And Kyle Shanahan was here. That offense was lethal.
Oof. Yeah, it was. I mean, they ran the ball so well. You see the points. You see the jump up from year 1 to year 2, right? 21st to 1st. And he just put it together. And they had some talent on this offense. They could run, stretch the field. Their running game was incredible at the time. So, but as Kyle mentioned, you got what, 2 players? About 2 players left. Grady Jackson being one of those guys.
Here we go.
Garoppolo on play action. Luffs it. Ayuk.
I mentioned Grady Jackson. I think Jink Matthews was the other. Speaking of Matthews, I mean, how about that family?
Unbelievable.
Dude, I played against Clay, his uncle, Bruce, me. This guy, the Matthews family. I don't know what the collective years. They had about 100 years in the National Football League collectively. I'm not kidding you. Clay had 19. I think Bruce had 19. I think their father played. And Jake is at 9. And Matthews, they make those guys different.
Well, can you say football guy? One of those carryovers from Atlanta to San Francisco. Tevin Coleman. And he gains 4.
Picked him up off the street a couple of weeks ago, which is incredible. And Kyle was like, hey, Tevin Coleman, I was just worried about the burst, but he has got the burst. So that's always something you worry when he gets released and a guy's on the street, but he has still got that burst. Made an unbelievable catch down the sideline. And he's just got juice. He's just got legit breakaway speed. And he's an effective guy once you get him outside the numbers where he just went right now.
Shanahan called him a missile. 2nd down and 6. Garoppolo. And he finds Ayuk again, having himself a stellar day on the outside. Tripped up by Darren Hall. But this is what San Francisco's been missing. Some 3rd and shorts as opposed to some 3rd and longs.
Again, that clock. I mean, you're sitting there. 16 seconds. I mean, counting possessions. You got 1 quarter left.
3rd and 1. Does Jimmy over the line for another
5 seconds.
Down. Does he?
Oh, and I got him.
Oh.
It's Jarrett.
False start. Defense number whatever. Come on.
Encroachment number 97.
Oh.
Defense, 5-yard penalty. The yardage results in a first down. Please reset the game clock to 2 seconds. 2 seconds, please.
Look at the shit.
Jarrett's just like, I'm going. At some point, man, I've been in this stance too long. I gotta go. I got all those hard counts and trying to time up the clock. There's clock was at 0, man. I'm just gonna take off.
Tried to time it up. And that will take us to the end of the third.
Yep.
Fresh set of downs
Now
for San Francisco to
into
start a fourth quarter. They trailed by
fourth.
2 scores after Kyle Pitts got his first touchdown of the year to extend the Atlanta lead.
Okie dokie. Ain't been too bad so far. Can't
After an
lie about it.
explosive first half, a
Offensively,
fairly
not
quiet
crap.
second
Defensively, we've done all right, but
start
it's not really good overall.
in that third quarter.
I see why a lot of people
7-0.
know.
Atlanta to extend their lead. San Francisco
Francisco
footballs
ball.
begin the fourth. And
They've got
Garoppolo
throws
looking
deep
to take
in
the
the
shot.
middle,
Deep
and
downfield for
it's
Ayuk. Incomplete.
yet again,
It was batted
Ayuk
away by
grabs
Darren
the
Hall,
ball
who's in there
out of his
in
hands.
place of the injured A.J. Terrell.
Christ.
As a defender, you know, right? You know they're going to take some shots. They've got to watch. Stay on top for Hall. Stay on top. Open your hips, and then tracks the ball the whole way. You see his
no,
eyes,
okay, fair play.
his
I
head
won't-
back the whole time.
Ayuk.
Tracks it
I won't
beautifully.
blame Ayuk for that.
Really
That was
nice job
That was pushed away.
tipping the ball
by
away.
full
I mean, you can't play it any
defense
better
for
than that, but that's the
Falcons.
awareness that
Yeah.
starts from the very top of the route, right? You know, hey, man, I'm going to give my cushion, stay on top of the receiver. I know they've got to take shots.
Now play action.
Again.
Garoppolo.
No.
Dangerous throw.
Unbelievable.
Intercepted. Picked up by
Pick
Hawkins.
6.
Flag is down as he's out of bounds at the 45.
I know there's a flag.
I think they're going to get a PI there a little early by Hall, who comes off his route to get that over route. Great communication, but he comes off the route and hits the receiver a little early.
No foul for pass interference on the play. The result of the play is an interception by the defense. First down, Atlanta.
Second pick of the day for Garoppolo, and off the tip, it's Hawkins who
Two
holds it in.
interceptions
Well, I
by
want
the
you to
div.
watch Hall on the communication. Watch him point.
Throws a
You're not going to
nice
see it here,
ball.
but he's coming off late.
And
I think he gets there a little bit early. But here he is, pointing, puts his foot in the ground, goes right there. Well, it's so bang bang. I mean, I'm all about not calling the bang bang stuff, right? I mean, you touch him a little bit late, or a little bit, just a tiny bit early there. But I just love the communication. I love the turning your route, that post in onto the safety, and then stopping and knowing what's coming back. That's studying. And this is a backup player, right? It's a guy that's come off the bench in place of A.J. Terrell.
Another running play, 2 more yards. Warner just comes up and levels Huntley. But Atlanta, 100 more rushing yards today than San Francisco.
A lot of popping going on right now, and now if you're the Niners, I mean, you got to make something happen right here, right? You can't allow a score. You've got to create a turnover. So now you have to start as a defense. You start gambling a little bit, right? You don't have time to just let them drive this ball down. So are you bringing blitz? Are you bringing pressure?
Defense is a bit better than fair play.
Second down and 7 for Mariota. Back to the air. Another completion for Drake London. Short of the line to gain as he was pushed backward, but stays in bounds and just taking what the defense is given, a little extracurricular activities. London's been talking pretty much all day and finally got the reaction he's been looking for.
There's Marcus Mariota just being patient again, dumping the ball to London underneath. London letting everybody know, man, I'm not afraid. You know, I may be a rookie, but I'll tell you what, he's been impressive. Tough, get involved in the run game, plays it the right way.
First receiver selected in this past draft, 8th overall, and he has lived up to the billing. 3rd and 1. Mariota to Zacchaeus. He made the catch. Did he keep it? He did.
What a catch.
First down, Atlanta.
Look at this. Watch the catch and just the awareness. Feel it, just reach it out there. Gets it over. That is beautifully done by Zacchaeus right there. Body, not body control and awareness of where you are on the football field.
And another third down conversion.
Those are the small plays that are the difference between winning and losing a game right there. Keep the drive alive, keep that clock running. Just that simple, reach out, get that first down.
Huntley bounced it a little bit towards that edge. And Jackson gets him to the turf after a gain of 2. Huntley now with a career high rushing. He's got 16 attempts, 59 yards. All Jimmy G can do is watch. Not sure how much more opportunity he'll have. 2 crucial drops in this second half. Hits in motion on a 2nd and 8. Handoff, Avery Williams. They've used all 3 running backs at their disposal as Jackson adds another tackle to his tally, and again some jarring back and forth.
It's amazing when you look at how they're constructed as a football team too. I mean, Avery Williams started a game at cornerback last year. He's playing tailback. They've got Parker Hesse. He was a defensive lineman in the league, converted to tight end. Felipe Franks, number 15, he was a quarterback last year, converted to tight end. Like, they've got a bunch of guys who have played multiple positions, and it really helps your overall global understanding of the game. They're a smart football team. They get it.
Let's not forget about Cordero Patterson, who's not available today, but wide receiver turned running back. 3rd and 5, Mariota, incomplete. He was looking in the direction of London. His first incompletion of the game
comes in the 4th quarter. I mean, come on. The first incompletion of the game, and this is the first really poor throw he's had. Feet together. That's one thing that Arthur Smith told us. When he's got a wide base, he's deadly accurate. But when his feet come together a little bit, when he's kind of tiptoeing in the pocket, that's when he's inaccurate. And that's the first time today we've really seen him with that tight base, and the result, an errant throw.
Pinion looking to pin him. And he will. At the 1. Can't draw it up any better. Hodge was there to reel the ball in, and Pinion, perfect placement on the hop. Atlanta doing everything right at home today.
Very good.
Well, I know it's not shocking, but this is the worst field position of the season for the San Francisco 49ers, and they've got a long way to go on their comeback stretch.
Yeah, and a short time to get it done with 10:42, and great job by Pinion, the punter, getting fired up, and great job. I actually, well,
Garoppolo, get it to Kittle, and he gives some breathing room, fighting for extra yardage near the first down.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, I go back and look at that play. Marcus Mariota misses his first throw, and I think that's awareness, maturity. He sees that the corner comes off and is going to force that throw, so he sees the defense he's getting and says, I'm just going to dirt this thing. Like, and that's the maturity we talk about with the growing up and being humbled over time, and I think ultimately that was just a really good play, knowing that, hey, we're in a situation now where they don't have many possessions left, and the worst thing I can do is throw a pick, right? The worst thing I can do is turn this ball over on a short field. I think it's just a really smart play by Marcus Mariota, and that's where he's grown. That's the maturity level.
It's something Arthur Smith has talked about, finding that balance between being the guy who can make that Superman play and being the guy who makes the right play every time. Somewhere in the middle, and Mariota has done exactly that today. First set of downs, play action pass. Garoppolo, sidearm, Kittle. Flag comes down as Kittle is thrown to the turf. 2 flags on the play.
Ineligible player downfield. Number 64, offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
It's the center, Jake Brendel.
That's the one thing about the screen game is it's such a timing thing, right? And you're out there as an offensive lineman, like you're out there in space. It's not where you want to be. No offensive lineman likes space, right? Because the guys on the other side of the ball are way better athletes. As an offensive lineman, you are collectively the worst athlete on the football field, meaning like the transition from offensive line is fan. That's the next step. You don't go anywhere else. So you hate being out there in the open.
Garoppolo gets out of trouble. It's Ayuk, who has just made plays all day as he collides with Troy Anderson.
I've been so impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo, even with the 2 picks. He has been so calm. Look at him in the pocket, just surveying everybody. Knows he's going to take a late hit.
Ayuk is down after this one.
Yeah, but all that's great. That's why he's a good quarterback. What I don't understand is he has the picks.
Now working out.
It's like a calf cramp.
Yep. I'm sure you've been there before.
Sure. Actually, no, I'm not. I never ran enough. Get a calf cramp.
9:02 left to play. We'll step away here in Atlanta as the Niners look to trail come back.
Mate, injury.
Well, it's hot and humid here in Atlanta, and Brandon Ayuk gets off the field and appears to be hydrating after what looked like a leg cramp. That means Willie Snead, who just got called up from the practice squad, is in there. A long NFL veteran as Garoppolo dumps it off. Deebo Samuel with some blockers in front, and he's got a first down.
Completions are nice, right? Broken tackles are nice, but you got a long way to go in a short time to get there. And this just keeps that clock. I mean, tick, 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 tick. Just keeps on churning.
Now it looks like they're going to make this 3rd and short. You got to get the chain gang down.
That clock keeps moving.
And now will they stop it to make sure they're all lined up? So at first they called it a first down.
The game clock to 8:24. 8:24, please. The ruling on the field is a runner is short of the line to gain. It's 3rd down.
There you go. Kyle Shanahan going deep into that play sheet. So creative, offensive mastermind, and now in his 6th season at the helm in San Francisco. Done a lot of winning, getting to 2 of the last 3 NFC championships. But Dean Pease has seen some things. 3-time Super Bowl champ, or excuse me, 2-time Super Bowl champ on the defensive side. 1 shy of our own Mark Schlereth. 3rd down carry, and they got it.
Second QB sneak by Jimmy Garoppolo. Mentioned it earlier. He learned that from Tom Brady, right? Get behind there and just
fair play.
You be the guy that's shoving right behind. Look at Brandel right there, just shoving him through the line of scrimmage right there, burying behind your center. But again, this is just eating all the time. Just eating the time.
Midway through this 4th quarter. Still 77 yards to go. Garoppolo.
Deep throw.
Deep
Doesn't
shot.
catch
Ayuk,
it. Perfect.
Wide open.
That is one of the most
Put it in the breadbasket.
Throws the perfect catch.
Flag down.
That's how it's
back
supposed to
towards
be
the
all
line of scrimmage.
Game.
Holding. Number 64. Offense.
Oh.
10-yard penalty. First down.
It's Brendel.
Brendel.
Well, the route, you're just going to go to the corner right here, right? And as Jimmy rolls out to his left, it's a throwback route. So you're being influenced by the quarterback, but there's the trip. That's not holding. That's just getting trucked as an offensive line. There is no hold there. But that's what they called. He got tripped up. At that point, you just kick your legs up in the air and hope somebody trips over him.
1st and 20, Garoppolo.
Go.
And he gets leveled as he went down.
That's fine.
Shy
but
of
ran.
the 20.
He didn't stand still.
Let's check in with Kurt Menefee in the game break from Los Angeles.
Well, it's been a dominating day for the Jets defense at Lambeau, and their offense has come up with enough big plays to make a difference. The rookie Breece Hall, 34-yard touchdown run, and the Jets are up by 2 scores early in the fourth quarter, 24-10, trying to pull the big upset. And by the way, welcome to Fox NFL Sunday, Noah.
Thank you very much, Kurt. It is fantastic to be part of this family, and awesome to be here with Stink and Christina. Got Dean Blandino and Jimmy Garoppolo firing a dart. Deebo Samuel, first down and more, stays on his feet across the 45. What a play. Missed tackle by Hawkins, and Samuel showing off the strength.
Deebo Samuel just punishes people. Just punishes people. Put your shoulder down, bam, there it is. Use the thigh, now it's the shoulder. I tell you what, I mean, the point of attack, that's what sets him apart.
Garoppolo rolling, firing, incomplete. It was just knocked down by Rashaan Evans.
That could have been third.
Another dangerous throw from Jimmy G.
Well, you got to take some chances. He had Ray McLeod out in the flat, but you know that's just not going to get you big yardage, so try to push it in there. Evans does a great job of just spinning his head around, sees that route, recognizes the combination, puts his foot in the ground, and just runs underneath that throw.
Man. Biggest joke going.
Tevin Coleman back in there for the Niners. Second down, delayed handoff, and Coleman is leveled in the backfield. Penetration, Quentin Bell with a big stop.
Joke.
These Falcons are feeling it. They're getting this crowd is getting excited. This defense, they're getting excited. Seeing their Falcons play great football right now.
Tenth play of the drive. Nearly 6 minutes. Not even at midfield. 3rd and 12. Garoppolo fires, complete.
Brilliant.
Ayuk.
I don't know how that got caught. Brilliant.
Just watch Landman right there, just over the outstretched fingertips. It's 55, Nate Landman. Beautiful, getting your hands under the ball.
Another flag down.
Snap infraction, number 64, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's another one on Brendel.
And 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the San Francisco 49ers offense.
Time just bleeding off the clock. Over 6 minutes on this drive that started at the 1.
And he's just kind of, oh yeah, there it is right there. You can't pick the ball off the ground.
Garoppolo quickly to Samuel. Atlanta sniffed it out, but Samuel gets away initially. Samuel through a crowd and just gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Deebo. Oh no.
It's Casey Hayward.
Here it goes. Hit there. The Deebo, just movement all over the place. Casey Hayward. He's the one that was down.
Mate, fair play to Deebo. Fair play.
Hayward on the field. Samuel gains a yard. Niners drive continues when we come back from Atlanta.
Yeah, look, all right, we'll come back.
Well, Casey Hayward signed a 2-year deal this year. Grew up in Perry, Georgia, less than 2 hours away from Atlanta, and has been everything that they expected him to be. On the other side from A.J. Terrell, who's already out of this game. Now Hayward on the sideline. It's going to be some youngsters in the back line for the Falcons with Deebo Samuel now on the sideline. Darren Hall and Dee Alford are the 2 corners in there right now for Dean Pease defense. Feels like now's the time to take the shot.
Right. Anytime you get young corners in off the sideline, although Alford plays in the nickel. But can you take your shot down the football field?
Where's Debo?
So they made Debo Samuel go in for a little bit of a check. Must have seen something upstairs. Garoppolo on 2nd and long. Another dart. Kittle, first down.
See what I'm saying? He plays good when he's confident.
And now the urgency begins. 4 minutes remaining, down by 2 scores, clock ticking.
Dean Pease bringing pressure right now, trying to get after Jimmy Garoppolo with young defensive backs in the backfield, and Isaiah Oliver is the guy that came on the blitz. He's shaking up the backfield.
So that's 3 cornerbacks now, potentially, for the Falcons. Oliver having an extended discussion here. He's played nickel all day. There is A.J. Terrell, who has been the top matchup corner on the team, sitting next to Cordero Patterson, who will miss at least the next 2 weeks after this. Those two alone have meant so much to the team through these first couple of weeks. Oliver walks off on his own power, and Mike Ford, the 5th-year pro, will come in. Allows Atlanta's defense to regroup.
Every healthy corner they have right now is on the football field. Ford, Alford, and Hall. That's it. That's the extent of their depth.
Garoppolo on 1st down. Over the middle, it's Jennings. And he gets across the 20 into the red zone. Anderson delivered some pain, but it's a pickup of 9, 2nd and short. Garoppolo wants to go quick.
Stop the clock. This is the time.
Clock continues to tick. Garoppolo, quick drop. Pressure falls apart, rolls to his right, delivers, incomplete, too tall for Kittle.
Kittle's coming on an over route, and Jimmy Garoppolo, as he gets forced right here, he's pointing, go to the corner, go to the corner. Kittle goes shallow, and he just, it's just a miscommunication on the route. If he runs that route to the corner, it's a touchdown.
And it brings up 3rd and 1.
George flattened it out right there, just not quite on the same page with his quarterback.
15th play of the drive. Tevin Coleman. Oh, he didn't get it. D. Alford came in like a bullet and stopped the veteran.
So basically, defensively,
he's just playing down here off the edge in the nickel, and watch him sidestep it, just come off the bench, come in and make a big play.
unbelievable.
We talked about, look at corners all over, Alford in there, Ford in there, making the big plays to make it to 4th down and 1.
Do they get it? Jimmy's got the ball.
Garoppolo on 4th down, incomplete. He was looking for Samuel, and they'll turn it back to the Falcons with 2:34 to play.
Why rush it?
Drive went over 8 minutes and nothing to show for it.
And I tell you what, you got to tip your cap to the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah,
executing. Just getting right here. Debo Samuel in the slot. Look at them take that away. Just, there's such a tight window throw right there. Linebackers getting depth, understanding where they want to go with it, squeezing Debo Samuel in the slot.
San Francisco does have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. But with the way Atlanta's run the ball today, they got to get some stops, and this won't be one of them. Jarring, gashing play. Keith Smith with the block, Algier with the carry, and a timeout for San Francisco. Marcus Mariota told us he wanted to take what the defense gives him. Well, 13 of 14, 130 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown later. He's done exactly that.
Well, he may have done more than that. He's taken their soul today, because it just wasn't the short passing. It wasn't the runs. It was the will. They just leaned on San Francisco, albeit a beat-up San Francisco 49ers. football team, but they just leaned on them and just continued to possess this football.
Another defender down, Demetrius Flanagan-Foles for the Niners. 2nd and 2, that would be upcoming here after the timeout for San Francisco. We go back to Kirk for another game break.
Well, like the Falcons, the Steelers are trying to pull the upset at home, and they've been leading all day as well. Mitch Trubisky now in the game due to an injury to Kenny Pickett. Hooks up with Chase Claypool, 6-yard score. They extend their lead to 20-12 over Tampa Bay. Noah, Mark, and Christina.
All right, Kurt. So a couple underdogs have shown out today. And the Atlanta Falcons coming in at 2-3, coming off a loss in Tampa. Playing a battered down San Francisco defense without their stud, Nick Bosa. And they have delivered for their home fans. It's a 2nd and 2. Handoff, Algier, burst forward, first down.
Oh, baby.
Second charge, timeout, San Francisco.
San Francisco burns that second timeout as they try to just keep as much clock as possible. We welcome you back into our broadcast booth here in Atlanta. It's been a game that's been back and forth, and Atlanta had that early advantage. San Francisco looked like they had momentum back in their favor, but credit goes to the Falcons for the way they played in this second half and have surprised a lot of people probably around the NFL.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, they've been dominant in the trenches, and that's just not something you expect when you're playing the 49ers, and they have just imposed their will, both defensively and offensively, and it's been impressive. And I tell you the other thing, exactly what he said he was going to do. Take what the defense gives me. Be patient. Don't try to do too much. And they have executed their game plan to perfection. And here they sit right now, bleeding the 49ers out of timeouts and bleeding the clock.
So 2:15, they'll get the next play, 2-minute warning. But time is ticking away for Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. Ayuk has had himself an excellent day. 8 catches, 84 yards, and both scores for the Niners, who have been held scoreless in this second half. 2nd and 8. Keep it on the ground with Algier. And he fights forward, gains a couple more. Clock will continue to run down here as Greenlaw catches up to him. Most rush attempts on the season for Atlanta, up to 39 on the day. It's easy to win if you can keep the ball on the ground, and they found the end zone a couple times, up 2 scores with 2 minutes left. The energy in Mercedes-Benz Stadium has been legitimate, rocking and rolling down the stretch. 2 minutes left, 3rd down. Algier picks up a couple and comes up about 3 yards shy. So it will be 4th down. Clock will tick down with San Francisco out of timeouts, and they're going to have to work at hyperspeed.
Yep, making that clock tick.
Running the football. It's what Atlanta's done all day. It's what they've done all season.
And they're in no hurry right now. 4th down and 3. Let this thing tick down. Offense staying out there right now. Well, they can either take a penalty or call a timeout right before.
It's been both sides of the ball for Atlanta. 3 takeaways. They had that scoop and score that put them up 14-0. And how about 40 rushing attempts for 169 yards and the Mariota touchdown on the ground. So Atlanta does take the timeout. Move it away on 4th and 3.
Love that too. A couple of young players talking about that ascension. You see their hand going up. They're like, hey man, we're rising up. It's the old Atlanta motto, but You know, they play like this, and this is part of being unselfish as a receiver. You understand, hey, we'll get ours eventually, but we got to play a certain way to get that opportunity, and they've certainly done it today. Kyle Shanahan told us, you run the ball 35 times in this league, you're going to win. Guess what? Atlanta was true to form from what Kyle Shanahan said.
Minion gets it away, and it is out of bounds at the 19. McLeod just watches it bounce away from his grasp. Well, 3 years ago, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs beat Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers, Super Bowl 54. Next week, it's Garoppolo and the Niners looking for revenge in America's Game of the Week here on Fox. Also have Packers and Commanders in the early window.
Man, they got to. San Francisco's got to do something about all the injuries. I mean, they have so many guys out right now, so many guys that they're trying to get on the mend.
Atlanta's dealt with injuries throughout the game as Garoppolo evades and completes another one to Kittle as he's tripped up just shy of the 25.
They spent the week on the East Coast at the Greenbrier. This week they're going to have to spend it in an oxygen tent trying to get these guys healthy because
Garoppolo, another one for Kittle, and he's upended as he crosses the 30. Big hit by Rashaan Evans. There's 30 seconds left. Garoppolo uncorks. Samuel turns on the Jets across midfield and down to the 45. 15 seconds to work. Garoppolo, Kittle plows through, and that'll do it. A dominant effort on both sides of the football for the Atlanta Falcons. They get their third victory of the season, 28-14 over the Niners.
Well, that is it, guys. I'm going to show 3 of the games on Sunday as well, so keep an eye on